We're going to read Dr. Ted. The author of the book is Andrew Beatty and Pascal Lementer. We're going to read Dr. Ted. Dr. Ted. Look, Dr. Ted. Look, he's on the cover. Dr. Ted. Dr. Ted. His name is Dr. Ted. His name is Dr. Ted. One morning, Ted woke up, got out of bed, and bumped his knee. That's not good, thought Ted. I need a doctor. So he woke up and he hurt his knee, and he thought to himself, I need a doctor. So he thought to himself, I need a doctor because he hurt his knee. So he hurt his bed and bumped his knee. He bumped his knee while he got out of his bed. So let's see what happens. He looked everywhere, and since Ted couldn't find a doctor, so Ted looked everywhere. Ted looked everywhere to try and find a doctor. He's looking under his bed. He's looking in his closet. He's looking out of his window. But is that where we can find a doctor? Can we find a doctor under our bed?
No.
Can we find a doctor in our closet?
No.
Can we find a doctor outside our window?
No.
No.
They have to call the doctor.
Yeah. No.
We have to call the
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah, we have to call a doctor.
Let's see the page. Is that the first
Yeah,
page?
that was the first page right here. That was our first page. Yeah? So yeah, here, look. Dr. Ted is looking under the bed. He's looking in the closet. He's looking out of the window. He's looking for a doctor.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
He became a doctor. Dr. Ted didn't have an office, so he made one. Dr. Ted didn't have a big bandage, so he made one of those too. Now all I need is a patient, he thought. He sat and waited for one to arrive. So look, Ted became a doctor. So now he is Dr. Ted. So now his name is Dr. Ted. So look, he's wearing his doctor clothes. And look, he made an office. Now he has an office. And he made bandages for his patients. He has an office. And now he's waiting for, and look, he made an office. And now look, I think maybe in his house he made an office.
Where? Where's the office?
Right over here. This is his office. He's making an office. And look, he's making bandages. And now he's patiently waiting for patients to arrive. Because the doctor needs to see patients. Right? Because the doctor needs patients. He waited and waited and waited. Nice waiting room, thought Dr. Ted. Then he waited some more. So look, he's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for patients to come. He's waiting for patients to come. Look, he's waiting and waiting and waiting for patients to arrive. So look, this is the waiting room. Then the waiting room. This is the waiting room. This is where patients wait to see the doctor. They wait in the waiting room because the doctor can't see everyone all at one time. So look, this is going to be his waiting room where everyone, look, there's chairs and pillows where everyone, his patients could sit on.
Am I doctor when I go to the stop?
Yeah, when we go to, yeah, so when we go to the doctor, yeah, so when we go to the doctor, we wait we wait in the waiting room because the doctor can't see all his patients all at one time. I think it's time for a house call, he thought. Hello, he called through the house. His mother was in the kitchen. You have measles, says Dr. Ted. We should operate. Those are my freckles, said his mother. Eat your breakfast. So he wants patience. So he's telling his mom that she has the measles, and his mom is telling him that he should eat his breakfast, and she has freckles. His mom has dots on her face, and those are freckles. And she's telling him to eat his breakfast because breakfast is very important.
Because in one is
Yeah, so he could grow up and be big and strong. Because she wants him to eat his breakfast. Yeah, she wants him to eat his breakfast.
My breakfast is from cereal milk. You're right. The mom has freckles.
At school, Dr. Ted sat in the third row of Miss Johnson's class. All around him, students coughed and sniffled and sneezed. Dr. Ted smiled. Patients, he thought. The patients were very germy. At lunch, Dr. Ted took their temperatures and measured their blood pressure. He gave them fine medical advice, and they were very thankful. So now Dr. Ted is in school, and his friends are coughing and sneezing, and they don't feel very well. So Dr. Ted is giving them advice. He took them, and he took their temperatures, he took their blood pressure, and he's telling them what to do so they can be healthy. So look at all his patients. He's taking their temperatures, he's taking their blood pressure to see if they're healthy, right?
Yeah.
To see if they're healthy.
What is blood pressure?
Your temperature. He's taking the temperature to make sure that his patients are healthy and they know what to do to be healthy. Dr. Ted was such a good doctor. Even Ms. Johnson came to see him. You can't practice medicine in the lunchroom, she said. You have mumps, said Dr. Ted. Crutches could help. Those are my cheeks, said Miss Johnson. Eat your lunch. The principal's face turned bright red. And a fever, said Dr. Ted. You need a transplant. We already have a school doctor. Principal Brigman pointed toward the door. So look now, Dr. Ted is in the lunchroom, and he can't be in the lunchroom pretending to be a doctor. And then the school principal is telling Dr. Ted that they already have a nurse in the school and that he needs to go to his class.
Can I see? Mine. I like to see that. Can I see?
We could do something about the foot odor, said Dr. Ted. Go home, said Principal Bigham. Dr. Ted was very sad. He packed up his big bandage and went home. That night, he took 2 cookies and went straight to bed. So look, now he's very sad because he can't be a doctor. And he's very sad.
Why are you gonna be the doctor?
Because the school already has a doctor, and he's a student. He's not really a doctor. He has to be in school. He can't pretend to be a doctor.
But he has to. He has to be only a real doctor, not a fake one.
Yeah.
Can I see that?
The next day, during recess, Ted sat on a bench and signed. He watched Francis Silver do gymnastics on the monkey bars. She was very talented. Everyone thought so, especially Mr. Johnson and Principal Bacon. Frances finished her routine and a triple twisted somersault. She landed on Miss Johnson. So look, she landed on Miss Johnson. Look, she's over here. And then she did a triple twisting somersault. And look, she landed on Miss Johnson. Look, she landed on Miss Johnson. Look, so she's over here. Look, she twisted. She landed on Miss. Yep, she landed on Mrs. Johnson. Yes, right over here. She landed on her. Look.
You made a bear?
Ouch! Cried Miss Johnson. My ankle. Principal Brinkman ran this way and that. Help! He yelled. Call an ambulance. Call the fire department. Call the librarian. Just call somebody. So look, Miss Johnson is in trouble. She is in pain, and the principal is saying to call anyone that could help. Look, he is yelling. Look how red his face is. Look how red his face is. His face is very, very, very red.
You mean the girl got
But Dr. Ted was already there. So look, Dr. Ted is ready to help. He has his clothes and he is ready to help Miss Johnson. He is ready to help. He wrapped Miss Johnson's ankle with big bandages. He checked her vision and her tonsils. 2 cookies, he said, you'll feel better in the morning. And then the ambulance arrived in the fire department and the librarians. It's a good thing you had Dr. Ted, they all said. There's always room for another school doctor, said Miss Johnson. My work here is done, said Dr. Ted. Keep the bandage. So look, Dr. Ted was very helpful and he helped Mrs. Johnson feel better. So now they're saying they need Dr. Ted. So look, the librarians and the fire department came. Everybody came, but they are not needed anymore because Dr. Ted helped Miss Johnson feel better. The librarians are right over here. No, because Dr. Ted helped Miss Johnson feel better.
They're not angry?
No, they're not. They're happy that Dr. Ted helped them. Principal Brightman's face turned bright red. You really should do something about that fever, said Dr. Ted. That night, Dr. Ted closed his office, packed away his stethoscope, and went to sleep, knowing he had done a good job. The next morning, Ted woke up and got out of bed and sniffed the air and smelled the burst toast. It's not good, thought Ted. I need a fire truck. So the next morning, Ted woke up, got out of bed, and sniffed the air. It smelled like burnt toast. So what is he going to be today?
A fireman.
So he was a doctor yesterday, and now he is
A
fireman. Now he's a fireman. He's wearing the fireman clothes, and he's ready to be a fireman now.
And a hat.
And the fireman hat. The end.